Greetings and salutations. This is Tea Time with Tigges. This is the Stanley Parable, Part 5. You are playing the Stanley Parable again. Now, the last restart, all the papers on the floor. So we'll see if something's different. Tired. It always takes a long time to load this first loading screen. Come on.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure.
Oh,
What if he had
close
to
the
make
door.
a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was
Can't
that
open
if he
it.
waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Oh,
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before
what if these
he found
computers do
errors
anything?
wherever they were. Just a matter of time.
just a matter of time. What does that mean? Computers awaiting input. Let's
When
go.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he
Right.
entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admire. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope. Not doing it.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
What can we do? What if there's a way to get down there?
Oh, well, look who's got cold feet. Sorry to break it to you, Stanley, but that lift isn't coming back. You'd best either get comfortable right here on this platform, or test your luck by jumping to the floor below. You know what? Looking at it now, it's not that far to the bottom floor. I bet you can make it.
What? Oh, don't say that.
Come on. I'm sure you'll survive the jump. Don't tell me you're scared. That's not the Stanley I know. Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it!
I don't want to. He wants me to jump. If I can land in those boxes down there. I think I can.
Whoops.
Oh.
Looks like I was wrong. How clumsy of me.
Wow. Oh. Back at the start. Nothing I can do on my computer either.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Broom closet? I think so. Ooh. Wait, that didn't have that. It has 2 bars now. Huh. Wonder what happens if I fill it up. Is there other computers with that? Or is it just on the restart?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Sure, why not? Maybe the elevator will go somewhere. Test all the doors.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Yes,
Coming
sir.
to a staircase, Stanley walked
Up the
upstairs
staircase.
to his boss's office.
Bathroom closed.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this.
Actually,
what
in the
dark
demo,
secret was being held from him.
there's an achievement
What he
called
could not
8,
have known
and in the
was that
demo,
the keypad
you just
behind the
press
boss's
like
desk
8.
guarded the terrible
button
truth
8.
that his boss had been
What
keeping
happens if
from
you press
him.
8 here?
And so the
I wonder what
boss
the
had
achievement's
assigned
for.
it an extra secret PIN number, 2845.
I don't think
But
it's
of
working.
course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
8.
Oh, it's the same thing. It's the same voice that's at 8 in the demo. Just to keep doing it.
Stanley simply began entering random codes into the keypad, knowing full well the sheer statistical unlikelihood that this would ever result in a correct combination. If he knew that the combo was 2845, it would be another story entirely. But no, this is what he was going to do instead.
8, 8, 8, 8. I heard the voice. Oops. I messed up. No.
Stanley
8.
just sat around
8.
twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know
I
that the
heard-
combination was
there was that voice again.
2845.
Come on, 8, 8. Can't believe I messed up with that 0. 8, 8.
2845.
Eight, come on.
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell
Oh,
on with the
nothing
story.
happened.
Well, whoop-de-doo.
Darn it. Sorry about that. If you notice there's a cut there, I had to check if I got an achievement, but I did. That's how you get the 8 achievement. Just click 8. 8, 8. So it did pop. Assist. I guess there's no dialogue that came with it, other than the person saying 8. Eight, 8, 8, 8. Okay, enough of that. Let's move on. What should we do? There's an achievement for a speed run. I wonder if we should do that. Oh. I don't know. Kinda wanna take the escape path again and take a look at the credits
Deeper into
again.
the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Dun dun dun.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Doing it.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
No fear. You gotta carry on. Doing it.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned,
Unplugging the eyeballs from a blind man.
to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him
Jeez.
instantly.
Oh, how convenient.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Exactly.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
See what she said that just there. I would add it to my quote book, but it sounds a little disturbing. What was it? I forgot what it was. Something about like death becomes the same thing as life. I don't know. Crazy stuff. So I think we've been out here, all of these places. Just making sure. Wait. I thought I did that ending though, with the lights and the games. Oh, I have to check that out now. Pressing it. Countdown room. The bane of my existence. Alright. Just take the exit.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
Yeah, we're never going down this way
Listen to
again.
me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program.
I'm gonna
before
save
they both
myself. I'm
fail.
gonna save myself.
Push escape and press quit. There's There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Ah. I leave.
All of his co-workers were gone. What
Hope
could it
my
mean? Stanley decided to go to
computer's
the
at
meeting
rest-
room.
didn't
Perhaps he had
reset.
simply missed a memo.
If they did, I would be sad. Now there's no computer with it on. It's even worse. Did I miss it? I still have to do that speed ending though.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Huh. Wonder why he... Oh no, that's normal. It's normal that he repeated that. I think I can do that speed run first
Stanley
though.
came to a set of 2 open doors.
I want to,
He entered the door on his left.
Before I go back to that Zending. I mean, that Zen ending.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
I need to get the narrator to like open the door
Stanley
automatically.
decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Input. Yes. It's still there. That's nice. Okay.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as
I'm in a
quickly as
rush.
possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
I guess we'll do the ending where we go outside again, because that... I wonder if there's anything we missed there.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Nice. And down the elevator. See you later. Excuse me. 8. 8. 8. 8. By the way, the volume should be fixed now.
Stanley
I
walked
increased
straight
my
ahead through
volume.
the large door that read
Mind control facility. Uh-oh, what's gonna happen? Wonder how long the start part takes.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible
It
secret
says in
did
the
this
speedrun it
place
has to be
hold?
less than
Stanley
4
thought
minutes and
to
22
himself.
seconds.
Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee.
That is so
in the
cool how
building,
they did that.
Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept
I
it
guess this whole
blindly?
part only took a minute, so I guess we can do a speed run.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation.
Going.
Controls labeled with emotions.
Maybe we can still get it even though we
Happy or
we
sad
loitered around.
or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this...
Yeah. It's over. I won.
Black and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes.
The light.
He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers
Oh my gosh.
been? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but
It was
happiness.
Oh,
Perhaps his goal had
happiness,
not,
not
been to
freedom.
understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Stepping. Yes.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, things were meant to happen.
Here's what I'm gonna do.
And
I don't want you
Stanley
guys to be bored,
was
so I'm going
happy.
to pause the video and then speed run through this part and get the achievement. Because I believe he will open the doors to the office automatically this time around. So I'm gonna pause it. And then I'll resume. Okay, and we're back. I was not able to get
Good morning.
input.
Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
Future
We are
happiness.
confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct? Excellent. Your order will arrive shortly.
pushed the button.
Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
Anyway, I tried to get the speed run, but it didn't work. I got like 5 minutes, so I'm missing something here. I'll have to do it. I'll have to figure it out later on my own time. Anyway, I only need one more input apparently, and luckily it didn't restart after all
When
all
Stanley
my
came to
attempts.
assess
I actually
it
did
to
2
open,
attempts,
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
but we'll see.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
We're gonna go back to that room with all the pretty lights.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
So,
I'm not
sorry about
sure
all the
how
cuts in
really
this
are.
video.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but
Just
the
want
fact is that the
achievements.
story has been about
Achieve.
nothing but you all this time. There's someone
I'm
you've
an
been
achiever.
neglecting,
I'm an
Stanley.
achiever,
Someone
sorry.
you've forgotten. What? Really?
Really?
I was
Yep.
in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for
I
others?
do.
Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Wow, that one didn't open.
Oh, thank
I was
God
standing
you are
next to
willing
it.
to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always
So
try
we're
to
gonna
get somewhere
just
that
gonna
isn't
stand in
here,
that room for a
running
while,
and running
see
and
if
running,
something
just the way
happens.
you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop.
If not, we're just
we
gonna
would
jump.
both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Teleport to a different room.
What do we want? What are we looking for?
A place to stop.
Here.
Oh, that's
Wonderful,
this
isn't
is
it? If we
much.
just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Oh. Mute the sound. Just relax. It's ending. Oh my gosh, I did miss this. What's gonna happen? Maybe not. Maybe not. It's not ending. If it loops, we know that this has no significance. Goes back to stars, then we're getting out of here. I hate to say it, but I think we're getting to the... I think we've seen almost everything in this game. Oh, it's back to stars. But I think we've seen almost everything in this game. Except for maybe saving that baby.
No, wait. Where are you
But
going?
I don't want to save him for 4 hours.
Oh no.
Let the baby burn.
Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
Uh-oh.
No!
I don't want to do this. I'm beginning the game again. Oh, input. What just happened? What? Well, that was interesting. Seriously, I got nothing. I think we can do it again.
All of his co-workers
Oh,
were gone.
I was gonna say let's do
What
it
could
again, but
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
oh, I thought the door opened for a little while. Close this door? What? That's crazy. Have you always been able to close those doors? Now this isn't always here, is it? This blue place, isn't it? It's different. It's gotta be.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Wonder if there's something
The
that
lounge
happens
was
if you just
sublime,
keep
a
restarting.
work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open
think you're
door
gonna
on
do
his
that.
left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
I am very powerful.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the
What is
meeting
that
room.
sound?
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Seriously, what's making that sound? Huh. I don't know. Whoa. I go in there. So I think we're gonna do that thing where we keep on
When
restarting.
Stanley came to
See what happens. I wonder how long this video's last with all my restarting.
all of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply
See, that
missed a
sound's
memo.
not there anymore.
No matter how hard Stanley...
Phone's ringing.
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled
Oh, we've
to
heard
either
this
by you
before.
or
If you want to hear it. Watch. Oh, I forgot what part it was.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Well, I think this might be it.
Stanley knew the office layout
Not
like the
getting
back of his
anywhere.
hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a... All of his
Keep
co-workers
going.
were gone. What could it mean?
That was
Stanley
weird.
decided to go to the meeting room.
There was that one
Perhaps he had simply
sound. Ooh, papers on the ground.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley
I
decided
don't
to
know
go
what
to
the
the
papers
meeting
on the
room.
ground mean.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like?
Okay, we're gonna do begin again, blitz. See, it's weird when it's different like that. Oh, speed run. Speed
When
run.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
14,
he entered
what,
the door on his
14,
left.
20? Was when we started?
Yet there
I
was
think
not
we're
a
gonna,
single
yeah,
person
let's just
here
end
either.
with
Feeling
winning
a
the
wave
game.
of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
we need
Coming
to
to
win.
a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
walking. Shoes are meant for walking. This is what they'll do.
Here's the door, just go.
Thank you. Making good time. Go, 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 go.
Stanley
Speed.
walked straight ahead through the large door that read
Minute
Mind
down.
Control Facility.
Moving, moving. See, it just takes too long for these things to come.
The lights rose on an enormous room
What
packed
is
with
this?
television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
It's the emails. Oh, we're already at 2 minutes.
Now the monitors come to
Failing.
life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building. Stanley's co-workers.
Dun,
The
dun, dun.
lives of so many individuals reduced
What's
to
that?
images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control
Oh my
facility,
gosh, we're not
it
gonna
was too
make it.
horrible to believe
Well,
it couldn't be true.
I'll complete
Had
it
Stanley
anyway.
really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control?
Here, I'll-
Never.
When I
It
finish
was
this, I'll pause the
unthinkable.
video.
Wasn't it? Was it
I'll
even
do some,
possible?
like,
Had he truly spent his
crazy
entire
restarting.
life
I'll see if something else
blind to
happens.
the world?
If something does happen, I'll resume
Here
the
was
video.
proof. The heart of the operation.
Go, 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 go,
Controls
go, go.
labeled with emotions.
Go, go, go,
Happy
go, go,
or
go,
sad
go,
or
go, go,
content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from
Already
this
at
very place.
pretty much 4
And as
minutes.
the cold reality of his past began to
So-
sink, Stanley decided and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Yes, we won
He had won. He had defeated the machine.
for the last time.
Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere
It'll be a long
moments
video
away.
once they splice everything together.
And yet,
But
even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved.
what,
Where
about
had his
40 minutes?
co-workers gone?
I guess
How
the
had
last
he
one was
been
that long.
freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold?
I think
But
I
as
solved almost all the
sunlight streamed
mysteries.
into the chamber,
Well,
he
I don't know,
realized
this
none
game.
of this mattered to him.
It's been good.
For it was not knowledge or even power that
It's
he
probably
had
more
been
mysteries,
seeking,
but
but happiness. Perhaps his goal
I think
had
we've
not
got
been
to the point.
understand, but to let go.
it's time to stop. recording.
No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel.
No one can tell me
Whatever life
what to
he lives,
do.
It will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze.
Go to the left, go to the left.
The feeling
Oh.
of liberation.
Nope.
The immense possibility
Should've went left.
of the path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was
That's it.
happy.
Thank you for watching. It's been Tea Time with Tigges, The Stanley Parable, Part 5.